is WTVM News Leader 9.
Columbus police cracking down on illegal gambling in Fountain City. Find out who's behind bars after a string of raids at stores this week.
And a Columbus man convicted of killing a woman 15 years ago and dumping her body behind a warehouse finds out how long he will spend in prison. We were there as Michael Miller learns his fate.
Plus, amidst the VA scandal and shockingly long wait times at a VA hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, a top official steps down. We'll tell you how VA clinics across the nation are addressing these complaints. And thanks for tuning in on this Friday to Newsletter 9 at 5. I'm Jason Dennis.
And I'm Barbara Goche. Glad to have you with us tonight. 3 Columbus stores are shut down, accused of commercial gambling and fencing stolen properties. And Columbus police tell us they're gearing up to shut down other alleged fencers in the city as well. Newsletter 9's Sarah Lim was at a news conference today as police announced these latest arrests. She joins us now in our newsroom with the very latest on our top story tonight. Sarah?
Good evening, Barbara. 3 convenience stores were shut down and seized on Wednesday, May 28th, simultaneously. And they're Lucky Food Mart on Floyd Road, Food Mart also on Floyd Road, and Pyramid Food Store on Buena Vista Road. And Columbus police have made 1 arrest.
After doing some extensive investigation over months, our detectives in the burglary and theft unit have successfully been able to make some undercover cases using various methods of investigation.
Sergeant Joe Weatherford with Columbus Police says the team is gearing up to shut down businesses and managers who are benefiting from burglaries in the city.
The Lottery Commission gets involved. They have already stripped all of the lottery selling abilities and lottery items and machines out of each of this owner's stores. We also had the GBI involved as well as the IRS.
Gurdeep Singh, the manager of Lucky Food Mart, was arrested and charged with criminal attempt theft by receiving 2 counts and commercial gambling. But police are attempting to make other arrests in the near future as well.
Based on the information we have, the burglaries would occur that morning up to lunch and they would go to these locations and sell them that day. So they were immediately liquidating these items. Therefore, even if we pulled them over later, they wouldn't have them. They don't have to worry about storing them.
Sergeant Weatherford says suspects would sell the electronic items they stole to business managers like Singh for cash.
Many items would be sold as bundle packages to these stores. These stores would personally pay large quantities of cash for a large quantity of items all bundled together.
Sergeant Weatherford says there are more business owners benefiting from burglaries in the city as well, and Columbus Police is aiming to put them out of business.
So all businesses out here or anyone that is purchasing items that they either knew or should have known were stolen from people on the street, we are coming after them, and we are going to use every resource we have to shut them down.
Now, these 3 convenience stores were owned by the same owner, and each business has been seized and is going to be placed under Columbus Police Department's custody. Sergeant Weatherford says police will be going after the suspects as well as the fencers to stop similar crimes from happening in the city. For now, I'm live here in the newsroom. Sarah Lim for WTVM News Leader 9.
All right, Sarah, thanks for the latest there.
I'm telling you, Judge, I have a lot of remorse. I got a lot of sympathy in my heart, but I am not the man that killed Mr. Newton.
A Columbus man pleads for his life after being found guilty of murder. Last week, Michael Miller found guilty of taking the life of 24-year-old Shawnita Campbell 15 years ago. Newsletter 9's Brittany Dion has been covering this case since the beginning. She joins us now with more on his emotional plea today. Brittany?
Well, that's right, Jason. Before Michael Miller was sentenced this afternoon, he spoke to the family of the woman a Columbus jury believes he shot to death in April of 1999. Miller begged for mercy while claiming he is being framed for a crime he did not commit.
I know you don't believe me, but inside this letter is proof. I didn't kill your daughter. You know that the witness lied on me, and if it's God's plan, the truth will come out. I'm a true child of God, and I'm hurting inside for you because I'm a father also. Please accept my dearest apology. I didn't kill your daughter, man.
The details that can affect
Saw there, Miller's plea did not affect the judge's decision to sentence him to prison for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 10 years on other charges. Now, Shanita Campbell's family declined to speak after the hearing, but a spokesman says they are happy with the sentence and are now ready to move forward. Coming up on the news at 6, we'll hear from the state and Miller's defense, who say he won't survive long in prison. Back to you, Barbara.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Well, a well-known Auburn cardiologist is in trouble with the law tonight. All new at 5 o'clock, Dr. John Mitchell has been indicted by the U.S. attorney accused of implanting unnecessary cardiac stents, falsifying medical records, and submitting $450,000 in false Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance claims. Coming up tonight on News Leader 9 at 5:30, News Leader 9's Elizabeth White is going to have reaction from Dr. Mitchell and officials from East Alabama Medical Center, where he founded the heart program back in 1985.
And on this Friday afternoon, we're seeing some showers, some thunderstorms out there across the valley as well, but they are once again few and far between. A lot of folks staying warm and humid. We'll zoom into some spots seeing some of the heavier rain, parts of Troup County near LaGrange, back down into Meriwether and Talbot counties, a few showers and a few storms here as well. And these are drifting off to the north and the northwest. So as we move through the next few hours, we'll have that rain chance in there for you tonight, but most spots will stay dry and rather warm. If we can, do we have that live shot from down on the river, the smoke off down there? Yeah, this is what's going on right now here in the Fountain City. The River City Smoke Off put on by Uptown Columbus. Some folks getting ready for some mouth-watering barbecue down there. And boy, it is a warm day for it for sure, with those temperatures back in the 80s and 90s. And we're going to talk more about weather for the rest of your weekend coming up for you here in just a bit, guys.
All right, thank you, Derek. The controversy surrounding the nation's VA health system has many veterans and their families concerned, pressuring many local VAs to break their silence about the allegations of less than favorable care to its veteran patients. Today, the Columbus VA Clinic released this statement to us, which says, quote, "Where we have failed to meet those commitments, we will redouble our efforts to deliver timely care to patients with compassion and integrity. We will identify problems and resolve these issues expediently." And with so many calling for the resignation of the leader of the VA healthcare system, that request was finally made official. This morning during a face-to-face meeting, President Obama accepted VA Secretary Eric Shinseki notice to resign. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reporting from the White House with the latest.
President Obama announcing he accepted the resignation of embattled Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki with regret.
He could not carry out the next stages of reform without being a distraction himself. And so my assessment was, unfortunately, that he was right.
The resignation comes after the release of a VA Inspector General's report, which revealed veterans were waiting months for medical treatment, and some were never put on waiting lists for care, an attempt to make wait times appear shorter.
I think he is deeply disappointed in the fact that bad news did not get to him, and that the structures weren't in place for him to identify this problem quickly and fix it.
Earlier today, Shinseki apologized and admitted the problems expand beyond the VA Medical Center in Phoenix, where leaders have now been fired.
This is something I rarely encountered during 38 years in uniform. And so I will not defend it because it is indefensible.
More than 100 members of Congress had called for Shinseki to step down, saying this is just the start to reforming the agency.
One resignation is inadequate unless we get to the roots of the problem. And that's why I continue to call for a criminal investigation of possible wrongdoing at the VA. We need solutions. We got to clean this up. The VA needs to work for our veterans.
Deputy VA Secretary Sloan Gibson now takes over Shinseki's role in the interim until a permanent replacement is named. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Washington.
Well, Columbus's St. Francis Hospital pairing up with Goodwill Southern Rivers to host a couple of job fairs coming up. The job fairs will be held tomorrow and June 3rd, and both are by appointment only. They're being held at the Columbus East Career Center on Flat Rock Court in Midland. You can submit your resume to any area Goodwill Career Center to schedule an appointment. And for more information on the job fairs, just head over to our website, WTVM.com, where you can find the story under the Quick Links tab.
Coming up, retired Secretary Eric Shinseki, not the only one stepping down today. We'll tell you who will be taking over now as White House Press Secretary in place of Jay Carney.
Plus, excitement and heartache at this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee. We'll tell you how history was made in this year's competition.
And here's your forecast for the rest of the evening. Yes, there will be some showers and thunderstorms to dodge at times, but a lot of us stay warm and dry. And we'll talk more about what to expect for your Saturday and Sunday coming up for you right after the break.